Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome
Hello.
to the show. Let me get mic'd up here, and we will be off and running. Okay. Okay, let's see
some
how
water.
we're doing here.
I'm gonna go get a water
No,
bottle.
you're not. We're on. Let me get this set up right here. Here we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. You ready? 3,
Yup.
2. Hello, everyone. This is KCP Kids, episode 10. I hope everyone watching this on the wonderful Facebook has had a great day. I am your host, Will, joined, as always, by my son, Derek.
Hello, everyone.
How we doing tonight, bud?
We're doing really good.
Yeah, got a big show planned for tonight.
Yep.
All kinds of fun stuff going on. Well, let's get started with what we usually do. Oh, let me got to turn off the old monitor there.
Yep.
Let's start off with something good that happened to you. What do you got for us?
My b-ball team or basketball team is 3-0 so far.
They are.
Yeah.
You guys have been ripping it up. I know that because I've been watching. I've been at every one of the games so far, and you guys are out there cutting a rug. I'm pretty dang impressed.
Yeah.
What's the best part to you of having a team that is unbeaten?
Just knowing that we did it as a team and not just, having, one straight person that makes all the points and having
You
as
guys
a team.
You guys have really, in the short period of time that you've been together, it has really come together nicely. The first game that was up at White Salmon, you only had one reserve on the bench. So that means you guys played dang near the entire game.
Yeah.
One person rotated in, but it was awesome to see that. What'd you guys win that game by, 10 points?
Yeah, we won that game by 10 points, I think, or 7 points. And our second game
Something
by
like
3
that.
points. Then this game that I had yesterday by 25
Yeah,
points.
you guys, well, I think they made it a little bit closer at the end. I think it was around 20,
Yeah.
but you guys played really well. I was very proud of you. So, something that is good that happened to me, I'm going to kind of pick up on the same thing. It's been really exciting for me to watch you guys, and you don't know what to expect going into a season, right? I mean, we don't
definitely
know what to expect. You guys have multiple teams. You're the JV on the JV squad, but what I really like is that your coach gives you guys a great amount of playing time. Everyone gets a good rotation, and you're still seeing a lot of good results. Last night you didn't have your best game.
No.
You did post
Bricks.
an 0 for, which means you didn't score any points in your shooting.
Yeah.
But you had several steals, you had some rebounds, all that kind of stuff, crashing the boards like a good post is supposed to do, right?
Yep.
So that's a big shout out to the JMS Husky JV basketball team. So
JV Blue.
JV Blue, is that your official
Yeah.
name? And tomorrow, though, you guys have, what you consider one of the biggest tests of the season so far. And what's that?
Yeah, we're going against JV Gold, our team, because there's no other people that we could go against on that day. So we're going against one of our own team, and they have a really good team. So we're going to try our best. That's all that we hope for.
That's exactly right. Get out there and try your very hardest. And it's good to get a challenge so you guys know what it really takes to beat a good team, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, for me also, I want to mention something fun coming up for everyone that is listening or watching. The last time I was sitting behind this microphone, I had to eat two habanero peppers, which burnt the ever-living tar out of my mouth. Well, because of the NFC and AFC championship games, of course, we have the wonderful Super Bowl coming up this weekend, which is a big highlight in our house. We love the Super Bowl, don't we?
Yep.
My good friend Wes from the Kinetic Chaos podcast, the flagship of Kinetic Chaos, he bet on the New Orleans Saints to win the game against the Rams. Well, as we know now, that did not happen. So Wes, this Saturday, will be jumping into the good old Washougal River. So he's going to be paying off his bet there. And to be honest with you, I am incredibly excited that I don't have to get into that river.
I would do it.
But, well, I know you would. You jump into anything because
fun.
you love the water. But I've got to say, as I look at the old forecast, what do we have? We have 46 degrees, possible rain. They're even talking the S word, the snow word, for Sunday into Monday around here. But
Monday and Tuesday.
Most importantly, I don't have to jump in the river. So, Wes, hat tip to you. Glad it's you and not me. First up here on KCP Kids, it's always our Fortnite segment. Anything big and exciting we need to know about off the top before you get into the in-depth stuff?
So Fortnite came out with a new, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, the new chiller grenades.
Chiller grenades,
so
What's that? Is it some kind of freeze grenade or something?
So we have chiller traps or freeze traps where you can set them down on a platform. And it will create like a little, no friction, so you're just sliding everywhere, and you have little ice cubes on your feet, and so you're sliding everywhere.
Well, now this is kind of starting to sound like a little Mortal Kombat with Sub-Zero firing off his ice cannon, or as throwing his ice thing. Is that what this is like?
No, so you slide it. You can slide around because there's no friction on that, and so you can just slide around if you go on it. But if you don't go on it, it's not like it doesn't radiate out. It's only up. So if or you can place it on the ceiling, the side walls, or the floor.
The floor.
And you can also place them on the ramp. So if you're building up and you don't want someone to come on, you just place it so they can't.
Oh, so it's kind of like a trap. You said it's a grenade, right? So it's kind of like a proximity thing. If somebody walks near it in, say, a house or something, then it goes off and it makes it slippery.
But it doesn't go outward, so you have to walk like on right by it for it to actually you actually get the chiller thing. And so then we also have like frozen lakes. There's a new because the snow theme in Fortnite. So it's actually there's frozen lakes, and so that if you go on there, it's the same thing that you slide around. But these chiller grenades, they're kind of like impulse grenades. If you don't know what those are, it's when you throw it's a little ball, and you throw the impulse grenade, it bounces off, and you not fly, but it bounces you a certain distance away from wherever you threw it, pretty much. It's hard to explain. But the chiller grenades are like that, where you throw it, it puts ice on their feet, and then it bounces them, pretty much.
So they go sliding around. Is that what you're saying?
You're sliding around, but it bounces you wherever you are off of wherever you are.
Okay, really how does that benefit you as Bronx? There you go. How does that benefit you as somebody that's fighting them? Does it make that hard for them to shoot you?
If they have high ground, yeah, basically, because they're sliding everywhere, so it's harder for them.
Jeez Louise, not sorry, everyone. We got our dog.
Christmas vacation dog back
he's
here.
Back here chewing on a turkey bone or something. I'm not sure.
Yes. So, but yeah, it's basically if they have the high ground, you throw it, bounces them off, then you can get the high ground on them, and they're sliding around, so they're a little bit of an easier moving target. I mean, they're not standing still, but they're moving around, so it's harder for them to shoot and easier for you to shoot.
Okay.
So I just think it would be nice to use just if they have high ground on you, honestly. And it comes in common rarity, so it's gray, and it also came out with Snowman.
Ooh, a snowman, like an abominable snowman?
No, just a snowman where you can they're kind of like you can throw them.
You can throw a snowman?
You can throw the snowman, and then you can bandage up with them, pretty much. And so then you can put the snowman on. So then it's like a shield, so they shoot you once, it goes off, then you can build and stuff. But you can't switch from weapon to weapon with them on. You have to stay with the snowman. And so then if you switch with a weapon, it will automatically go off, or if you try to build, it will automatically go off. So I think it's kind of cool because you can just camp right there and throw a bunch of snowmen by you. So then they'll think that they're fake snowmen, and I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept of the game. So.
Very nice. Any what kind of statistics did you put up this past weekend while you were playing? Any kills, duos, squads, singles, or solos?
I haven't really gotten. I mean, I have 5 wins on PC so far, and so I haven't been. I don't know. We've been playing. I did a solo duo and I got 8 kills in it.
You got 8 kills?
Yeah, I was kind of just going for kills. Like a lot of the games I was playing this weekend, we're just going for we're going tilted, salty, retail.
Now you've been teaming up with some fellow streamers, am I right?
Yeah, what I do is I go on. I think I've talked about this last podcast. Is I go on to other streams and I say like, hey, on Friday you want to play some games and stuff like that. So I have Toasty FNBR on Twitch. I have I have Twitch. I don't have a bunch of Twitch streamers on my friends, so I just hang out with them. And I have Big Bowls, Twitch streamer. Why
don't you give everyone your Twitch stream?
Twitch.com/KCP_DSlay. So that's where you can go find me. You can type that in, and you can also just download Twitch app. It's free and all that. And getting into free about Fortnite.
Okay.
I have a little thing about why I think Fortnite should not be free.
Okay, lay it on us.
So basically, I think that Fortnite. I understand why they did it to be free because they obviously have skins in it.
Well, they have a lot of different things that give people the opportunity to pay for things to upgrade and whatnot, but without having to make the initial $40 to $60 video game investment. Correct?
Yeah. So the reason why I think it shouldn't be free is because, as you know, the skin that you buy does not have any physical concept of the game. It's just an outfit you put on just to look cool. And if you just want to play the game for fun, you don't have to buy it. So you don't have to buy any skins. So if everyone didn't like the skins or anything like that, Fortnite would make no profit. So then they would actually people have to pay for Fortnite. Because it's kind of like Rust, for instance. Like I'm talking about, it's like you can build bases and it's a way different concept of Fortnite, but $30 on Steam. They're making money on it. And so I just think that Fortnite should be not free. And I mean, I want it to be free, but I think that for their sake, it shouldn't be free because if they didn't make any money or if no one did buy skins, which they do, so.
Well, they buy all kinds of them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm talking about if when they first started, it shouldn't have been free. When they first started, because it's a cool game. It's a PvP game. Play with other people, talk to them. It's good, interacting. It's a really fun game for free. I mean, I guess it brings in more people so they can buy skins, but a lot of people, they don't buy skins. Some people just don't have the money and they don't want to pay for them, so they can play the game for free without any skins. So it's
but I think
really
that's
cool.
Part of the idea, right?
Yeah, I mean, I buy skins just because they look cool, and that's what everyone else does. And they have no physical, except for this dance where you can fall down, or where if they snipe at your head and you fall down in the dance.
Okay, but what about you can buy the V-Bucks and things like that, right?
Yeah,
now those things can have an impact on your ability to play the game, though, correct?
No.
Nothing that you purchase on Fortnite gives you a better quote-unquote person, like guns, armor, or anything like that. So you're strictly purchasing things that make you look cool.
Yep.
So that you're placing a value on the way that you look, which is not something that we're big proponents of. But
yeah.
So if you want to, you can play the game completely for free, never spend any money, and be on the same level playing field as somebody else.
Tfue did it for a while. Until he said on one of his streams that I'll buy every skin in 3 item shops, and he'll buy the battle pass if they take
What does the battle pass get you though?
The battle pass gives you about 7 skins, few bucks, bunch of cool little emotes, and a bunch of banners, and they're really cool.
But it doesn't give you any extra maps or anything like that?
Nope, nothing.
Really?
Yep, it's just a fun little thing. You can get little souvenirs, kind of. But so if they took away the burst rifle, Tfue said he'll buy 3 item shops and he'll buy the battle pass. And so they took away the burst rifle, so now he bought all those. So now he has skins.
What was the point of that though? What does that get him?
Because he doesn't like the burst rifles.
I understand it, but why did he purchase something because they took a gun away? I don't understand that.
Because he died with them, and he just didn't like them.
Okay.
So he took those away.
I guess you got to be more into the game.
I guess so. But I don't. It doesn't have any impact at all on the game
whatsoever.
No, not at all. So I think that if at the beginning no one would want to buy skins or anything like that, it should just be like $5 or something like that, and I think they should change it.
Well, I mean, but it is kind of nice that people that want to play the game can play it for free.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of nice.
Or what I thought, the OGs didn't have to pay for it, so like the people who played since like season 3 or something like that, they wouldn't have to buy the game, but the people who didn't would have to buy the game.
No.
So because now it's so big that if they would have put money on that, people would have bought it.
Yeah. Well,
so I think they could have made bank.
I'm sure that
more profit. If they
I'm sure that Epic Games knows what they're doing, and they know how to run their financials. So who knows? Maybe down the road they'll charge for something that impacts the game.
I mean, they do have the other game mode, which is not game mode, but it's not Battle Royale. It's like Save the World, so you have to pay $50 for that. So that is something, but I don't like that. It's not not as fun. So they do make money on that. So.
No?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens on that. We did get a comment here just a minute ago from Wes, who I don't know if he quite caught the opening of the show, but he asked if you were going to jump in the river with him, Derek. Would you like to make a comment on that to Wes right here live?
Yeah, I told Dad a couple times I want to jump in the river with him.
Okay,
but
so
if it's part of the show, then I'll jump in with him.
Absolutely, Wes. If you're still watching or you're going to be listening, you've got a commitment.
I'll jump in the river if
Derek is going to join you jumping in the river because he's crazy. He didn't have to, but hey, I guess he wants to support you. I support that. He didn't eat any habaneros with me, but if you jump into a river, evidently he's down for that. So,
yeah.
Well, let's jump into. Speaking of jumping into something, let's get into our fun animal segment. And this week, it sounds like you're going to cover baboons.
Yep, baboons.
Baboons?
Yeah.
Is that like a mixture
baboons.
of a goat and a
No, because like
baboon?
a lot of people think baboons is like with an M, bamboo or baboons,
baboons
or ba like ba with an N or something like that, because it just sounds like it, but it's actually BABOON.
Okay.
Baboon. So here's just a little. I always have that little paragraph at the beginning. Baboons are old world monkeys belonging to the genus Papio.
Genus, not genius.
Genus Papio, part of the subfamily of. They always have these weird scientific old names.
Yeah, it's Socopithecine. I don't know. We'll put it in the show notes on kineticchaos.com.
Which are found natively in very specific areas of Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. The 5 species are some of the largest non-hominoid members of the primate order. Only the mandrill and the drill are the larger. So here's just a little facts that I have. So the mass of a they name these animals weird things, honestly. The Hamadress baboon, it's 44 to 66 pounds, which you can imagine is about a dog, like our dog, but
it's walking.
It's walking pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more scary than a dog. And then the olive baboon is 22 to 82 pounds, which I kind of found different because it's a very big scale of how big they could get, because they could get to 82 to 22. Usually they're shorter, like 44 to 66. That's a little bit shorter. But that's a really big range of weight of how big. So it's like, I mean, I don't know if they're talking about if it's a baby, or maybe because it's an olive baboon, so how different could they be? They would be like in the same range of 44 to 66.
It may have to do with females and males as well.
Yeah, it could.
The males could be on the larger or the bigger side of the spectrum, whereas the females would be on the smaller.
Yeah, so the height of an average baboon is 2.3 feet. So basically when they're standing up or like sitting down, standing up. I would think standing up, yeah. And so the average baboon lifespan is 35 to 45 years.
This is one of the things that I found kind of interesting in reading your notes, is that they can live that long. That's a an exceptionally long period of time for a mammal.
Yeah,
of that species.
And it's like a turtle lives longer than that. Like, can you turtles? I mean, turtles, they're different families, obviously, way different families. But it's just cool that turtles can live longer than a mammal. I mean, actually, they are mammals, aren't they? No, they lay eggs. No, they lay eggs.
Yeah, exactly. They're reptiles.
Yeah, and so it's just here's a did you know, because we always have our did you know thing with our animals. It says, did you know baboons?
See, there you go. Derek almost said baboons.
Yeah. Baboons are terrestrial, ground-dwelling, and are found in open savanna, open woodland, and hills across Africa. So, like, they're, like, in the hills and in, like, they can be in different places. Because, like I told you, there are the part of the subfamily, there are 5 species of them.
Oh, okay.
So they could be species of the hills, species of the woodland, species of savanna. And if you guys know what savanna is, it's basically like an open field type thing.
It's kind of like, yeah, exactly. It's
like where Lion King and do stuff.
The savanna is the it's a flat piece of part of the geography of an area. If it's a savanna, it's kind of low lying, and I believe, and I'm just pulling this off the top of my head, low lying and doesn't have a lot of hills, not a lot of trees, things like that.
Mm-hmm. And so I think baboons are, and they always call like the red baboons with the big red butts and stuff like that. So it's like because whenever you watch like the Lion King, it has a big red butt on the thing.
Well, that's a cartoon.
Yeah, I guess that is different. It's a cartoon, but I don't know. I just think baboons are pretty interesting because
they look aggressive.
They can be aggressive if you touch their babies. It's kind of like any monkey. It's kind of if you mess with their babies or anything like that, or if you mess with them, it's kind of like a protective mother kind of. But I don't know. I've seen videos of monkeys like baboons where they're in a cage and this guy does a magic trick to them, and the baboon goes like that, and it's really cool. They're really funny, and they're actually pretty fast. They can run pretty fast because they have 4 legs, so they're kind of like a dog. But what they do is it's hard to explain, but they're on 4 legs, and they kick their back feet in front of their
front legs.
Their front legs, and then it makes them go faster. So it's kind of like they walk. There's videos of them if you look up, running baboon. They have their front paws, their back paws. Their back paws go in front of their front paws, and it's just kind of like a.
Well, they're just running.
It's just really, but it's cool how they do it. It's really cool.
Maybe you can find a video for us, and I can post it on the after show notes with the podcast. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Well, we're glad to learn about baboons, and now we had the good fortune of going and seeing Aquaman this past weekend, and we wanted to kind of. I know it's been, a few weeks since, well, actually it came out around Christmas, so it's been dang near a month or a little over.
Actually, I have the exact date. The exact date in theaters was December 21st, 2019.
Okay, so we're a month and a week past it, but we still figured we'd give you our 2 cents on the movie. To be honest, we were going to go see it several weeks ago when we kind of as a family decided that, let's go see a movie, and we took a vote, and the vote was 3-1, Derek being the one dissenting vote to go see Holmes and Watson, which I've got to say was a pretty darn big disappointment. Luckily, we went and saw it on a Sunday at the matinee time, so it didn't cost nearly as much, but it was a pretty darn disappointing movie. It was PG-13, that's great and whatnot, but it just, for Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, you would expect something of much higher quality, and they did not produce that. Aquaman, on the flip side, though, was much, much better in my opinion. It
was funny, had a lot of action, had good context, good just all around. It's a good movie. And we have the tomato meter and the audience score.
What's the tomato meter? Lay on the tomato meter meaning.
So tomato meter is, there's Rotten Tomato, and it's basically the score of the movie of
amongst people that have seen it.
Yeah,
correct?
There's an audience score and a tomato meter of like all that together. So the tomato meter was 64%.
Which is actually kind of low for this film. I can
Yeah.
understand a little bit of it. They had to pack a lot of information and context, like you said, about who Aquaman was and things like that at the very beginning. So, basically what the first half hour or so of the movie was trying to explain who he was and
how he grew up.
Yeah, exactly, and lay the groundwork for what was going to happen later on in the movie.
Yeah, that's why I think if they make an Aquaman 2, it's going to be a lot better.
No, it's when. It's coming. I mean,
when they make an Aquaman 2. And so the audience score was actually pretty high. It was 78%.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and, that's coming. That we think the same thing. It was really good.
Oh, yeah. I was very... I wasn't surprised. I had read that it was a pretty darn good movie, but I enjoyed it. I'm a fan of the superhero films. Yeah. We like all of the, the Avengers. You've got the Marvel universe and the DC universe and all the different, characters that play there. But I thought that, well, first off, I thought that Jason Momoa, the actor that played Aquaman, Bronx, lay down, goofball. Yeah. I thought he did a fantastic job. He was a big, he was a huge guy, but he was funny. I wouldn't say it's relatable because I don't know what it's like to be able to swim at, incredible speeds underwater or breathe water.
We can't spoil it.
No spoiler alerts. Come on, D. But overall, I thought the movie was phenomenal. And the other cool thing that I found in the movie was the people that starred in the movie. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to spoil who that was, but there were some pretty big names in the movie, probably a little past your time. You don't know who they are, but as an old person, I did, and I thought that was pretty cool. What was your favorite part of the movie? You don't have to, we don't want to give any spoiler alerts, or spoilers. But
probably my favorite part was when they were underwater and. Aquaman when he was a little boy. Him and his master, his teacher was sitting underwater on the ocean floor and just looking at all the fish. It was really cool. I thought that was one of my favorite parts.
Well, and I thought, I guess overall for the film, without, like I said, giving any spoilers, I just thought that the scenery and not to get too geeked out on the film itself, the technical aspects of it, but the cinematography was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The setting, the backdrop, the underwater scenes were really, really cool. They were well done. It kind of made you feel like you're on another planet, but you're there on Earth. Yeah. You're just down in Atlantis.
Mm-hmm. And so I have a bunch of little facts and little, extra details. So the critic consensus. Aquaman swims with its entertainingly ludicrous tide, offering up CGI superhero spectacle that delivers energetic action with an emphasis of good old-fashioned fun.
And that came from critic consensus.
Yep. And so here's just a couple facts. The rating is PG-13, and it's PG-13 for sequences of sci-fi violence and action and for some language. Mm-hmm. Which there wasn't, honestly, there wasn't bad language. And the genre is action and adventure, sci-fi fiction, and fantasy. Directed by James Wan, written by Will Beal, David Leslie Johnson, Mick Goldrick. And it was in theaters December 21st, 2018, and it was the wide runtime was 143 minutes, and the studio was Warner Bros. Pictures.
Warner Brothers.
It says Warner Bros. So. Yeah.
It's not like Dutch Bros, the coffee company. No, I thought the overall movie was very good, and I'm excited to see Aquaman 2. I think that they've laid the groundwork for a good franchise for Aquaman. I think Jason Momoa was the perfect fit to play Aquaman. And I was not a fan of, say, Superman or Batman versus Superman. I thought that was the most ridiculous premise for a movie. I mean, Superman is from another planet, and Batman just has some cool toys. So
yeah, and it's like it threw in action with some funny parts. Mm-hmm. And that's what I liked about it. It was, serious at one moment, action at the other, and then funny in between. It was really good. Yeah. And I recommend it 100% if you have not already watched it. Cause it's such a
if you haven't seen it, it's fun to see on the big screen, I think. So pretty soon, if you're here in the Clark County area, Vancouver, or Portland, over in Portland, I believe they've got some of the less expensive theaters as well. But we've got the Regal Plaza 10, where for $3 or $3.25 or $3.50, one of the three, it's under $4. I will say that you can go see a movie, and if you want to go see it and be a little budget conscious, go check that out. I'm sure that it will be there here in the next few weeks, because the amount of times that it was being played on big screens around here in normal theaters was pretty darn low.
And like we were talking about when we were going to watch Aquaman, the movie that we watched with Will Ferrell and
Holmes and Watson.
It was in the other theater, the cheap theater, like that. Right after we watched it, a week after that, I would think.
Maybe a
week or two. It was in the cheap theater. Yeah. And it was because not a lot of people liked it. And it was really,
Well, I don't think it did very well. So. Well, that about wraps up the show. Do you have anything else you would like to share, Mr. Derek?
Just follow me on Twitch at twitch.com/KCP_Slay. You can email me at my email. And you can also go on Instagram, and it's KCP Stream Team on Instagram. You can text me on there. And if you have anything, to say about what I think I should do on the stream, or not a stream, on the podcast, just hit me up there. And
hit them up there. Like and subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook.
Definitely.
Check us out on the Twitterverse, and where else? iTunes. Please like and subscribe on iTunes. In fact, I'm going to start sharing the podcast via our iTunes link almost exclusively now, because iTunes rules the world. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching, for listening, and enjoying, hopefully, what Derek and I brought to you this evening. Anything else?
Nope, just saying bye-bye.
Okay,
see you later.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Facebook, thank you very much for watching.
Bye.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye, guys. See you next week.